Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee, and today I'd like to talk with you about putting a new system into Star Wars The Old Republic, that being the player bounty system. Now you might say, wait a minute, wasn't there a player bounty system in Star Wars Galaxies back in 2003? Yes, there was. Even a game that old actually had a system like this. Now back in Star Wars Galaxies, it was simply bounty hunters versus Force users. And I would like to take some of the ideas from that system, improve upon them, and make it available to all players. Now, of course, new content in an MMO is always a hot topic, and in SWTOR in general, open world PvP has always been a hot topic. I think a player bounty system could actually help out in both regards. So let me sort of give you my thoughts on how they could put this into the game and exactly how it would work. Now, first of all, there would be a new terminal on the fleet. You would go to the terminal, and you'd be able to see everybody's names and current location if you have opted in for this player bounty system. Somewhere on the interface, they would add a toggle or something saying, yes, I want to be currently in the player bounty system, or no, I don't. And I think it would work very similar to the PvP flag, where once you hit it or unhit it, there would be like a 5-minute timer for it to do everything it needs to do on sort of the back end of the game, whether it's flagging you, unflagging you, so forth and so on. But if you actually go up to the terminal, you are the hunter, you want to hunt someone, you go up to the terminal. Again, you'll be able to see their name and their location. So you might say, okay, Novik is on Hoth. I'm going to go ahead and select that mission. Now, one of the really cool things, or one of the fun things about this, and the same goes for Star Wars Galaxies, was that the player who was being hunted did not know they were being hunted. So the actual hunter would have an advantage, and that is part of the fun on that. So you kind of have to know, as the player who is being hunted, to always sort of watch over your shoulder. Now, a couple of key elements on this is very similar to the Bounty Brokers Association stuff. There will be a vendor where you can actually buy probe droids. So now you go to Hoth, but it's a big place. You have no idea where Novik might be. You'll be able to actually send out a probe, and it will give you a general location. It will not give you his exact location, but a general location. And all the maps in general have sort of little zones or points, like, the Nightmare Lands, or so forth and so on. So it would actually say, Novik is located in the Nightmare Lands. So you'll have to go there, and then from there, the search is all yours. Now, when the hunter actually approaches the player, it'll just look like a normal player. But as the hunter, your opponent's name will actually show up in red, so you'll be able to perhaps see them a little bit better. But the overall hunt is something that may take you some time, depending on if the player is moving. Now, what you'll be able to do with these droids, let's say you go to the Nightmare Lands, and I know that I'm mixing planets up a little bit here, and you're looking around for a while, and you cannot find Novik. You can go ahead and launch another probe, and it will say, nope, he's still in the Nightmare Lands, or it'll say, no, he has now moved on to a different location. And so you can go ahead and burn probes to try and continue to track your prey, so to speak. Now, that brings up a couple of very interesting questions. It would be like, okay, what if they are in a PvP battleground? What if they're in a stronghold on the fleet? How exactly would we work out these? Now, if they're in an op or a PvP battleground or Galactic Starfighter, I think they would actually be removing, the system would remove them from the terminal at that time. Or it would simply tell you that you cannot hunt the person at this time because they are at these locations. That being said, the other locations, the fleet, their stronghold, you would be able to actually teleport to those locations. So yes, I am saying Republic soldiers, so to speak, players, on the Imperial fleet for the first time. And I think there would be a way that they could actually flag those characters so they would not be attacked by the droids or the NPCs. Other players could not mess with them, so they're strictly on that one-to-one hunt. Once the hunt is complete, whether a success or failure, they would get teleported back to their previous location. So let's briefly talk about rewards. I think they would probably go ahead and put a few new vendors into the game, and they would actually have two kinds of tokens, because there could be two kinds of outcomes for this event. Either the hunter kills the player, or the player defeats the hunter. So you would actually have player kill tokens and survival tokens, new currency for the game, two different vendors and stuff you'd be able to get based on that information. And maybe they would also do some sort of, I don't know, leaderboard or something along those lines that would actually show, who's been getting the most player kills, who's been surviving the most, something along those lines. But overall, this is a system that I've thought about for some time now. I think it's something they could easily put in. Of course, there's going to be a few items to work out, a few tweaks that need to happen, but I think it's a really interesting idea overall. So I'd love to hear your sort of general thoughts about putting a player bounty system into the game. What do you think? Do you like the idea? Do you not like the idea? What other things would you like to see sort of based around the player bounty system? Go ahead and leave a comment down below this video. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing and have fun.